Hello everybody, my name is Zach, aka The Weather Gamer, and yes, I know this video is late. I had some issues getting things recorded on time, yada yada yada. Basically, I'm going to be opening Sword and Shield packs later this week / next week in videos, and I wanted to do an binder update before I started putting the Gen 8 mons. Also, I now have a steady camera and am recording in HD, so it's much better than the hour-long video from almost a year and a half ago. So, I will be right back. I'm going to adjust the camera, and we'll get rolling here. Alright, we are back. Thank you guys for hanging with me there while I got that adjusted. So, first off, my nice binder with I'm gonna have to get another binder because I don't have room for Gen 8 in here, probably. I'm gonna run out of room. So, how did I get started with a Pokemon? I've told this story numerous times. My grandmother got me my very first pack of cards because we used to go camping a lot when I was a kid, before my dad bought the RV business, and my grandparents would come out from Chicago and they'd stay with us for a couple nights, and then they'd come to our house and stay with us for a couple nights there, just kind of a summer trip to see us and all that. And we'd stop at this KB toy store in an outlet mall on our way home. If we were good, we could get a toy or a computer game or something. So it used to be my brother and I would get like Putt Putt Saves the Zoo, or Pajama Sam, I'm Not Afraid of Thunder and Lightning, or something. I think that's the title, or whatever the fish game was, Freddy Fish, that game. We'd get things like that. Well, one day when we were there, I didn't want a toy. I wanted a pack of Pokemon cards. I don't know why I wanted a pack of Pokemon cards, but I wanted a pack of Pokemon cards. So I'm actually going to jump ahead because my first ever major card was this Vileplume here. That was the first ever major card I had gotten. First ever pack that I had gotten was that Vileplume. And from that moment on, I was hooked. Then I got the games for Christmas. I started collecting all that. It used to be I was only buying in packs. I'd get starter decks, I'd get tins, I'd trade with friends, I would go to the local game store and buy cards there for like 10 cents a piece. And then it evolved to me buying everything off Troll and Toad when I got old enough and found that site, because then I could easily complete the collection. But I did go to a garage sale, and that's how I finished Gen 1, and I'll talk about that. But you can see here I got it's literally Pokédex order, starting with Bulbasaur, ends with, I think, Melmetal. Original base Charizard, original base Blastoise, original base Venusaur. Most of my cards in Gen 1 are from the original sets. That little hair needs to come out of there. Sorry, I just saw a hair in there. Come here, you. Oh, you stayed in. Well, I'll get you out one way or another. Come here, you. There we go. But yeah, just collecting the cards one way or another. The Bulbasaur from Crystal Guardians. A lot of my cards are cards that I like, that I prefer. Like, if I like the picture, that's the card. The Crystal Guardians one is actually from a pre-release event, because it's got the EX Crystal Guardians right there. These are the original base set artworks, but they're hollow, or reverse hollow, which is my preferred holographic. I know they're not worth as much, but I like them. I've always loved this Squirtle art since the first time I ever had the card. And this is back when the cards were really crisp and clean. But this card I hold near and dear, very, very treasured. And that is my Charizard. Sorry about the glare too. I just redid this and put them all in brand new pages. So again, you can see original art, reverse hollows from that. The Pidgey, this was the special rarity. I don't remember what it was called, but this was big back in the day, the old school rarity. I do have, put out this way. I do have an original Pidgey, upside down, Pidgeot, but I like that art better, so that's the one that I keep up front, just because I like it better. But I do have most of the originals. Whoops. In you go, Squirtle. So there's that. But yeah, through there. Pidgeot was one of the ones that took me forever to get. when I was collecting when I was younger. This was the card that always sat blank on this page, and it was always, because I had everything up to like Ninetales, and this thing always sat blank, and I was like, oh, come on, I gotta get it. Of course, again, original arts, the Fearow, the Ekans, the Arbok, old school Pikachu, Fatichu. I think there's a Thin Chew behind it, but I might just have the Fat Chew. I just have Fat Chew. I never kept any of the Thin Chews, but you can't beat old school Fat Chew. Holographic Raichu, which I hold very near and dear to me. Obviously the Sandshrew Sandslash. So like I said, Nido, I had up to Ninetales for a while. That was after I went to a garage sale. The Pidgey I had Nidoqueen, Nidoking, the Clefable, the Ninetales, all came from a garage sale. I was at some guy's garage sale. He was selling his collection. They were like $1 or something a piece. So I finished Gen 1 at this garage sale, and I'll point those out more, but I was really excited. You can see the majority of my card collection is holo rare or reverse holo rare, just because I like that. This Vulpix up here, it's another one of those weird, like the Pidgey rares. The Ninetales I've always thought was a really cool art. I love the shadow, or the gold ring around the profile. It's not showing up on camera. Whoops, gotta go the other way. My binder is upside down, by the way, for those of you wondering. Like, that's my hand is upside down. Like, to me, I'm looking at it like this. It's upside, whatever. You get the picture, but the Ninetales' art's not showing up the gold ring. But I thought it was really cool. Like I said, the Vileplume was the first ever card that I had gotten that I thought was a super rare card. Old school Diglett, Dugtrio, Meowth, which is sitting in sunlight right now. I need to find a better side-up card. I don't like the dark brown beak. That's on the improvement lists. Again, I got the Abra and that weird foil. I don't even remember what it's called, to be perfectly honest. Again, you can see a lot of the originals I replaced with reverse holos from the XY re-release of base set, just because I wanted the reverse holo. I thought they looked better. And then a good old Poliwrath. Yes, now we're getting into some of my prized cards here. So, first edition, Machamp. Somehow I picked up a first edition. I don't know how I picked up the first edition, but I did. I think it's from when... Let me cover that up. I think that's from when the local hobby store in my town went out. I think it was called Hobbytown USA. They sold model railroads. They sold miniature figures. They had cards. They had this and that. And I think that came from the card buckets, because they had like Gym Leader and Neo Genesis and this and that, and it was all just dumped into a bucket with like $1.99 stickers on them. And my parents bought a whole bunch of them for Christmas for me one year when the store was going out of business, and they were dirt cheap. And I think there were some first edition packs in there, and that's how I picked up this first edition Machamp, which I value and take a lot of pride in. But I know the glare is bad. I'm sitting right underneath a light in my dad's office. If I turn the light off, you won't be able to see. So it sucks. I'm just going to have to move it around. So jumping over, though, to the card that I've got covered with my hand. So, yes. Eric Brock Stewart. For those of you that don't know, Eric Stewart is the voice actor for Brock in the original anime. He's also the voice actor for Seto Kaiba. Had I known that, I would have sent a Blue Eyes White Dragon as well to get signed. But when I was in college, one of my high school friends, her roommate is really big into anime and manga and all that. And she went to an anime convention one weekend and asked if... She told me that the voice actor for Brock was going to be there, and said, do you want anything... want me to take anything to get signed? I was like, yes, please take this Geodude, because I was stupid and didn't think, hey, take this Onyx card. I sent the Geodude, but It is signed by the voice actor for Brock. This card means a lot to me too. It basically doesn't have a value because I can't prove that it was signed by him, but the sentimental value on this card is huge. I absolutely cherish this card that a friend was able to get the voice actor for Brock. I wish I could get more cards signed by voice actors. I think that'd be really, really cool, but that's my prized Geodude there. So, do have, coming over here, this Muck. I have good memories of this Muck. We were supposed to go to Chicago for Christmas like we do every year. We did, but my brother, myself, my aunt, my dad, my grandma, and my grandpa all got a severe stomach flu. We were throwing up, vomiting, we were vomiting, having other bodily issues, and it was gross. And then we came home, and my mom was a real trooper. She didn't get sick the entire time. She was taking care of all of us. And she got sick on Christmas. But we ended up... She got up from the couch to hand me the Muck structure deck, I think it was. Or it might have been a tin. And gave my brother the Lapras one. Because my brother was into cards. And so, again, fond memories of that one. The Doduo with that weird hollow pattern that I can't think of anymore. Of course, I got my Shadowless Haunter, which is worth quite a bit. I got Gengar. I think I have another Gengar behind it, but nope, I didn't. I sold that Gengar. I did have an original Gengar back there. I sold it, because I was short on cash, and I thought this was a pretty cool Gengar card anyways. So, not much special there. I'm trying to remember if there were any first editions or anything else. Not much. I mean, a lot of the old base cards. The Hollow Hitmonchan. The only Gym Leader card that I keep, Koga's Coughing, because I love the artwork on it. I don't know why, I do. Obviously the shiny, or the old school hollows. I love the old school look of the old cards. They were so simplistic and so nice. But the new card, some more. Nothing really special on this page. There's that Lapras I was talking about. Ditto was also one of those cards that took me forever to get. I actually had to buy that from a friend in order to get that Ditto. Jolteon here. There's actually a second card behind Jolteon. It's the exact same card. The only difference is that one's first edition, and the Hollow is not. I wish I could just, fuse the two cards together and have the Hollow first edition Jolteon. No, Hollow on top, thank you. The Vaporeon, that's not my original Vaporeon. Unfortunately, when we were younger, my brother actually played the card game a little bit in that. He knocked over his cup of water, and it destroyed the Vaporeon card, and it destroyed his Dark Blastoise, and I felt so bad for him, but yeah. But there's the first edition Jolt. Oh, yeah, I forgot the Lapras was first edition, too. I always forget that. I always forget that Lapras was first edition. I know behind Gyarados is a shiny Gyarados. I love shiny Gyarados. It's one of my favorite shinies. Come here, you. But I do keep the OG Gyarados. Also, look at the HP. The power creep, man. The power creep is unreal. We pick up... I got the Articuno with the weird pattern. Snorlax. For the longest time, my Snorlax was in Spanish. Because I could not find a US one for some reason. Oh, you can't see Arrow. Get on the screen. Aerodactyl was also one of the last cards that I had to get from the garage sale. And I actually think I have the garage sale one that I purchased behind this one. Because I managed to stumble across the... What one was this? Legend Maker promo one. Whoops, gonna have to get a new page there. Whoops. But let me take a look here. Yeah, the OG Aerodactyl. I like the picture. It's also first edition, but if it was hollow, it'd definitely be on top of this one. But, I prefer to have my holos forward. Well, that sucks that I broke that page. It's okay. It's not like I didn't just buy a box of 100 pages because I knew I was going to be changing these out. Because I change my pages out periodically, just because they get old and break like that. But this is a brand new one, so it shouldn't have broken. Oh, I got another one of those hairs in here. My dog sheds like no other, so her hair tends to end up in here. Old school Mewtwo. The old school birds. Old school Dragonite. That's a nice card as well. I don't remember, is there first edition behind it? There is not. Okay. I never have had the old tablet Mew. I wish I had it. I think that would make this collection so much cooler, but I never did get it. Get into the Neo Genesis and Gen 2 card sets. I love these cards, like the old school ones. I think they look so cool. Again, like I said with the first gen. The second gen, for some reason, just had a cleaner look to me. This Feraligatr art, I love. Or Crocodile. There, Feraligatr. Nope, other way. Like I said, I'm doing this in reverse, so... and I'll actually show you. That's, if I was reading it the way I was reading it, that's how you'd see it. So, but yeah, I love all these arts. It took me forever to get these three, because I wanted the original art. Of these, and I think this generation was the first generation that had alternate arts for the thing. Like, it had two different versions of it. But Crobat, another one of those cards that always seemed to vex me. I really hope they put out a shiny Noctowl, by the way, because shiny Noctowl is one of my favorites too. But Crobat was a card that took me forever. I could not find one that had a good art or wasn't like Team Galactic Crobat. And finally we got this one. I don't remember what set this is from. It's one of the Gen 4 sets, though, I know that. But finally got Crobat. That was one of the Gen 2 Pokemon that was constantly driving me up a wall to get. We got the Pichu. I really liked the art on the Pichu. Old school Pichu, original one. Another highlight card here. First edition Mega Amp. That card was also really cool. A lot of these cards are actually worth quite a bit of money. Just for those of you that ever care. There we go. Come on now. There we go. My collection's worth about $3,600, so I've had it appraised twice, but the Hollow Jump Fluff was actually these two are actually new ones since the last card thing I think I did, because I was at work, my old job, working for a consignment shop, and a binder full of Pokemon cards came back, and I looked through them and I was like, oh, first edition and it was like $4.99 for the entire binder. It was like 150 cards, so I bought it. I sold the stuff that I didn't want to improve my collection with, but we did pick up the Ampharos here, which was that card's like a $10 card. So that right there, I could have sold and paid for the binder. So, Umbreon and Espeon. Down here, slide that over. The GXs, those are from the base set of Sun and Moon. So what ended up happening with that, and I will 100% fully admit that Duncan Knee Deep showed me that Sun and Moon boxes were weighed, aka you open a pack if it's a green TCG code. Okay, open another pack if that's a green TCG code, put it aside, open the next pack. It was a white TCG code because it was always two green and a white. The white one signifies GXs, rainbows, all that. Then the next two are green, then a white. Green, white. And so I bought like 7 or 8 boxes of Sun and Moon base, opened up all the white or all the super rare cards, and then sold the rest of the packs as boxes of what I could of boxes of 36. as untouched cases, so yes, I am guilty of weighing boxes and then reselling them. I was in college at the time, I was broke, I was desperate for the extra cash. I do apologize for that. I will never do that again, because I felt terrible for years after that, and I've never done it since. So, doesn't excuse it, but, and I'm saying right now, don't do it again. And don't you guys do it, but the boxes were weighed, and I was able to pull that off. So that's why those two are there, because I really like their GX art. So I put them in there. The unknowns, there's a whole bunch of them in the back, like duplicate forms and all that. That's where I keep those. God, this glare. There we go, the hair cross. The scissor in the center of the screen there. Yeah, so my grandma had a habit when... My other grandma, not the one that started me in Pokemon cards. My other grandma, she had this habit of spending money on my brother and I when she wasn't supposed to, and then my brother and I would get in trouble for it. I remember being in our old house, because we do grandma day camp, where we'd just hang out with her, go to a movie, go get lunch. She'd go buy us something. She bought took my brother and I to that same hobby store, and we bought a couple packs of cards, and I ended up pulling that scissor, and just memory that goes with the card, I guess, is what I was getting at here. All that. The old school Dawn fan art. Whoops, again, glare. Other way. There we go. Old school Dawn fan art. I really love that. The Kingdra. I love having the Hollow Rare Kingdra. Another one of those prize cards. All the babies. I do have a Hollow First Edition Raikou. Sorry, I know I'm going to get roasted for that, but the First Edition Raikou there. That card's worth some money as well. Let's see if I can get this slid up, because I'm running into the game from slide it a little bit. There we go. Okay. I know how far I gotta slide it now. Suicune. That is the Suicune from... Put that up there for you. Come on, camera, focus. Pokemon Forever. So this is the Suicune card that came when you bought the VHS, or... Yeah, VHS, I said that. Or DVD of Pokemon Forever. That's the card that came with it. I have always kept this card because it's a movie promo. I really loved that about it, and you know, I treasure that greatly. Get into Gen 3 here. So the Blaziken, the Swampert, the Sceptile, and the Combuskin are all redemption cards for me. I've had these cards before, however, I had them taken away from me. So when I was in elementary school, 5th grade, my teacher, if you were good for the entire week, didn't get your name written on the board or anything, you were given points. And you could use those points throughout the year to get like an eraser or a pencil or a treat or something like that, or you could save them up, and at the end of the year, people could bring in stuff, and we could bid on it, kind of like a white elephant type thing. So, and someone could outbid and steal it from you. Well, I knew the Pokemon cards were there, and I was like, there was only one other person that had more points than me all year because I was a goody two-shoes, and that person agreed that they weren't going to buy the cards from me. I was going to be able to get those, and everyone else couldn't outspend me. Well, then a Pokeball, like a replica Pokeball, came through, and I purchased that. I went right to my limit, right to where I knew somebody else could have outbid me on the Pokemon cards, and I ended up buying the Pokeball. Because I figured, okay, I'm safe. I don't have to worry about this girl taking the Pokemon cards away from me. Long story short, the girl took the Pokemon cards away from me, and I was very, very mad and very, very upset with that person. And, that's the Trico that's doing that. I was very, very upset. They said, well, come pick through the box, and the teacher got mad for us doing that. and ended up taking the cards away and said you can come get them at the end of the school day. Well, I had to get on a bus, so I couldn't pick through them again. But I had all of those cards. But yeah. So, Redemption, a little bit of salt with that. I still am kind of mad about it, but, you know, I'll get over it. Again, some of these. The Dust Talks I got from a friend trading in high school. My freshman year, they had Pokemon Club. They'd watch the anime, play games, trade cards. I went and traded that from him. There's another one of those promo cards. If they have the name, they're generally from the like pre-release promo decks. So EX Deoxys, Lotad. I got the Nuzleaf from EX Deoxys. I got the Lombre and the Ludicolo. I never even realized till just now that I had all three that were from the EX Deoxys set. Not much. The Gardevoir I picked up from that same friend, just in trade. The Slacking I picked up from my cousin. I traded with him. There's another EX Deoxys promo, the Ninjask. There's a Power. What was that? Power Keepers, EX Power Keepers Mawile promo. Not much really to talk about here. Not much to talk about here other than reverse hollows. Power Keepers Cacturn, EX Deoxys Spoink and Grumpig. The old Level X Mons, my Level X Flygon. This was actually my first, like, X or whatever. Power Keeper Altaria, or Swablu promo. Power Keeper Zigzagoon promo. Mr. Play-Doh down there, the Wish Cache. The EX Deoxys Claydol. I don't remember how I picked up all these promos, because I got most of these promos long after the sets had come out. I think it was just from buying, because I used to buy and sell cards. I'd buy lots, pick what I wanted out, because that's how I built this collection mostly. And then I'd resell the stuff that I didn't want. And I think that's what happened was I bought like 5 or 6 sets of cards that someone was just like cleaning out their garage or something, and these were in them. That's how I got through college. I'd buy and sell stuff. Power Keepers again. This card, okay, I don't remember what other cards I got with the Absol, but I was on Craigslist looking for cards, and I found a guy that said if I sent him cash, he would send me the cards I needed, and it was going to complete Gen's 2, 3, and 4's card sets, that's what I was missing. So I sent him the $20 cash, and a week later the cards showed up. One of those rare examples of good guys or women, good people on the internet. So don't send cash to people. Just don't. I was young, stupid, and I thought $20 was fine. So Power Keeper trio up here. So much blue because there's no ice type. Got the Reggies and that. Jirachi. Okay, so the Shiny Rayquaza, you guys saw me get. I basically bought the box, and that's one of the cards that came with it. I do have. If I can get this out. This was a tin. My brother ended up getting Kyogre, or the Groudon tin. But I got the Kyogre one. There is a Rayquaza behind it, so I just prefer Shiny Rayquaza. Plus it's full art, so to the front with you. Okay. This is the problem with brand new cases. There we go. Alright, back in you go. Good boy. No, you're not in the case. Okay. Un momento, por favor. I need to actually put this in its case. You're not in the case. Why were neither of you in the case? Huh? Excuse me? Yep, but there's Rayquaza. The shiny, which I love shiny Rayquaza. I prefer it over standard because black's cool. The old Play-Doh-y looking starters from their original starter decks. Staraptor was another card that I was having issues finding for a long time. Don't know why. I'm hoping Corviknight's not going to be a problem. Why are you not where you belong? Come here, you. The Burmese and the Motham, or Wormadams, and actually I think because there's only 3 forms of them, I think I pushed them to the back. Put them behind, if I remember correctly. I did. So there's sand cards trashed, and a steel. So if there's like 1 or 2 form differences, and I know the Burmese are behind that, I'll put them behind and I'll rotate which one's up front sometimes, but like the Cherim, I know there's a second Cherim behind that. I can see the Shellos and Gastrodon behind over on this page. Another page that's out of whack. Because this binder's so old that the springs keep coming apart. I might need to get a new binder, actually. The Honchkrow has some sentimental value because it was the last card I got from my brother. He ended up selling his collection, and he let me pick through and take the mons that I needed because he had a lot of cards that I actually needed for my collection. Because I could not get the bastard to trade them to me. So I was like, just buy them off me when he went to sell them. Not much really special here. Not much really special on this page. Again, we start getting into those Play-Doh looking mons. Gen 4 had a lot of mons that looked like they were made out of Play-Doh. Particularly the 4th evolutions. All of those except Togekiss look like, and I guess Weavile. All of those look like they were made out of Play-Doh. Again, more Play-Doh mons besides Gliscor and Mamo. I love Gen 4. I love all those extra evolutions. Legendaries, and yes, there are a set of Rotoms. I do have all the Rotoms. Fan, Frost, Heat, Mo, and Standard. I think I put them all together because there was like a lack of space. My binder was getting full at the time. So there's those. I'm not going to try to take this out, but there are a ton of different Arceus forms behind here. Full Art Darkrai. I don't remember where I got that, but I know that's a good card. Get into Gen 5. I don't really have much sentimental about Gen 5. Like, at all. I have zero sentiment about Gen 5. Most of these I ended up going to the local card shop when the set would drop, and I'd pick through. After about a week, I'd pick through the Commons box, the Rares box, and then buy some out of the case as I had the money to do so. There's another page that popped out. So, but yeah, not much to say about Gen 5. This is where it kind of changed for me from buying in-store to buying online. This into Gen 6. So, not really much interesting. I do have the Dragon Vault when they first introduced Dragon typing. I do have the Dragon Vault promo, Haxorus, another card that I... Same with the Druddigon. That's another Power Vault promo. I was going to go to the Sword and Shield promo at my local card shop where I used to buy all these things and get some of the promo cards from them, but they didn't post it on their website when they were doing it, and they ended up doing it last weekend, and I would have gone had I known that. But into the Swords of Justice here. Again, some of these mons look kind of Play-Doh-y. I wish... I'm looking for better versions of these. I don't like the Plasma cards, the Plasma Freeze set. So I'm hoping that they come out with Torn T and Thundy T, some new cards so I can replace these, because I really don't like them. Yes, there's multiple Curums behind there. Yes, there's multiple that. I do have... So the Genesect. Again, another one of those cool cards that I own. That is the movie promo Genesect from the 16th movie. Genesect versus Mew, where they had Mega Mewtwo Y. That is that one. Getting into Gen 6, this was the last time I actually bought the starter decks to get cards. Then I started, they also haven't made any other Vivillon forms, which they really need to do. This was the last time I bought the starter decks, and then I started buying cards on eBay and all that. I do have the Ashgren, Amazon, eBay, and then I found Troll and Toad, so I went to their main site, and ever since I went to Troll and Toad, that's where the majority of my cards come from, is trollandtoad.com. Not sponsored, just saying. That's where I get them. Another one of my dog's hairs. Good old Bloody McStabby in the McStabby family. But yeah, I literally, because this would have been like end of high school, beginning of college, I immediately was buying the sets up as fast as I could because I wanted to. Because at this point, I'd gotten everything, like Gens 1 through 5 when Gen 6 dropped. That was the only set of cards I was missing. So since that time, I've been able to keep up. And I'm going to try to keep up again here. Except I don't have Gen 7 completed, and we'll talk about that when we get there, because I've just been a little short financially lately to finish it up. So, rest of Gen 6. Now, controversy, I know, but I put the Mega Evolution cards back here in Gen 6 before Gen 7's Mons, because they were introduced in Gen 6, and I also didn't want to break the beauty that is page 1 of this book. So I put them back here. Now, you are going to see some interesting things in this book, and I'll talk about them, but obviously the Mega Charizard X, Goatmon. I love the Mega cards. They look really cool. Right there is one of them. You can see it right there. I wish this wasn't shiny, by the way. This card right here, and I'm gonna actually take it out. Oof, yeah, you can tell. Just look as I pop that off. I actually don't know if I can get it out. I don't think I can get it out. Oh, no, I can. Okay, so real Pokemon card back, and actually you can kind of see it right there. Kind of. I don't know if I can make it look. Yeah, you can see the right there. So it's a real Pokemon back. And I don't want to pull it apart because I can't get another one of these. But they're fake. It's fake. Mega Pinsir has never been made into a card. But because I wanted a complete collection, I found some guy in Europe, I think Britain to be exact, that made Orica cards. O-R-I-C-A, I think are what they're called. They're fake cards. They look almost like they're real. But I do have some fake Mega Evolutions in here because they were never commissioned and never made. So that's one of them. Mega Sableye, another one, because Mega Sableye was never made into a card. And you can tell that because it's dual typing and it's card split. God, there's a shiny Mega Gardevoir right there for you if you're watching this. Trying to think what other ones. The Mega Medi, again, another Mon that was never made. Mega Bayonet, a card that was never made into exist. Oh no, Mega Bayonet was. Is that one of my Oricorios? Is that? Yeah, it is. 4 of 7, and that's his stamp. Yep, that's one of the fake ones. I have to always remind myself. The fake. The Lottie is another one. Mega Lopunny was never made into an actual card. There's the Primals, the Delta, or the Mega Ray, but I think that's it for the fake. Oh, Mega Abomasnow. I forgot about Mega Abomasnow too. That's another one of those fake ones. But then we get into the Gen 7 here. Don't really have much to say about Gen 7. I didn't particularly care for the games. I didn't particularly care for the cards. That right there is one of those GXs that I pulled out of the weighing the boxes. Also done that way. Also done that way. The other two forms are behind. Another one. Yeah, I don't particularly care for Gen 7's cards. Savali GX. The Tapus, Como-O GX, all cards that I pulled from searching boxes. Tapu Fini GX, Nihilego, Xurkitree, Pheromosa, Buzzwole, all of them. I did have these two, but I sold them because I prefer these two. Full Art Celesteela, Cortana, Guzzlord, Necro, and there are multiple versions of Necro behind it. I don't think I have Super Necro, though. The Prism Burst Necro. I think it's just Standard, Dawn, and Duskwing. So, yeah, you're looking at it upside down. Standard Necro, Dawn, Dusk. So I don't have the Ultra Necrozma yet. That's on my list of cards I need to get, but that card's like $30, I think. So won't be getting it anytime soon. Poipole and the Ganadel, but here's where the set kind of stops. I don't have Melmetal, Blacephalon, Zero. I don't even have a Zero Aura. I don't have Zero Aura, do I? I do not. Zero Aura, Blacephalon, Stakataka, Melmetal, Meltan, which means I have to shift all these. I don't have those. I do have the Alolans behind here, and I'll do the same thing with the Galarian. I put them at the end of the decks, just because of that. So, yes, the Alolan Ninetales. This one I do want to pull out for you guys so you can see it. So, in Duncan's videos of him showing how to pull the come on, focus. How to weigh the boxes and all that, which he didn't condone either. He said he would put up duplicates that he got up for sale on his eBay channel, and he would sign them. And so I immediately, after seeing the video, ran on it, and he's like, well, do you want it on the sleeve, or do you want it on the card? So that, my friends, is Duncan Can't Die on card Alolan Ninetales signature. And a lot of you know that I love to draft Alolan Ninetales. I haven't drafted in a long time, but that is another one of those prize cards because it was signed by Duncan. And I do have the eBay link, or the eBay slip that I printed off to show that. And then Alolan Eggy, and then yeah, we get into the unknowns because I gave the unknowns their own special place, and I have the entire alphabet. So that's where the book ends. So hope you guys enjoyed. We're gonna start with Grookie. Grookie Gang starts here, and then we'll keep rolling. I gotta put some more pages in the book, but that's it. If you guys want to let me know down below what your favorite cards were, what you think of the set. This is like the last thing. If I'm ever desperate for money, this is the last thing I will sell because I've spent years and years and years working on this. And if I ever get to TwitchCon and that and meet some of these other big-time content creators that I'm fans of, I will be taking this binder to get their signatures. I would love if Dan would sign Vikavolt for me. Get Joey to sign Latios, any dragon type really, drop a Draco. Beartick, you know, the Bronx Bearticks, that sort of thing. So, and this is actually how I have to close this book, because I have to be very, very careful, otherwise I break the book. And look at that glorious page 1. So, thank you guys for watching. I'll see you guys next time for Sword and Shield pack openings. See ya.